Welcome back to the It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark. Yes, we are back in the building. Sorry, guys, I've been away. Yeah, I'm dealing with a little illness tonight. So if you hear me coughing, I'm going to try my best to edit the stuff out so you don't hear me coughing and stuff. But I'm kind of dealing with a little bit. Been down in New Orleans. I'm going to dive deep into New Orleans politics in the near future because I saw some things down there that I didn't really appreciate. But first, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates when I go live. And as always, I like to thank you all for tuning in and rocking with me. That's a little different today because I got to look at a different camera. That's a whole different situation that I'm dealing with. Hopefully, I can get my camera back from the repair shop and then I can be front facing. But right now, I'm kind of using my alternate camera to kind of look at you guys. So you see me kind of looking around. That's the reason why, because I get used to not looking forward and looking at a computer screen, which I really don't do when I'm doing these shows. But needless to say, the whole reason why I decided to do this video tonight is mainly because I have been seeing celebrities. I did a video where I was in the car and I was reacting to what Ricky Smiley had said on his radio show and talked about Steve Harvey a little bit, what he said when he was in front of Kamala. Let me get her name right. Kamala. I don't want nobody to say I'm mispronouncing her name, since that's a point of contention now. So I kind of spoke about that, kind of spoke about D.L. Hewley and the things that, they were doing. And I find it to be very disingenuous that you would tell people to go out and vote for someone without knowing their policies. And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that a lot of black people simply vote for people because they're black. Let's just be completely honest. We go to the polls. We don't know who's on the ballot. We have zero idea. This is the vast majority of black people. And if you say that I'm lying or that I'm just making up some stuff, we can do this very, very quickly. It doesn't take, you can just go into your community, ask the people that you see, if they're black, just ask them who their city council person is, who their state rep is, and who their state senator is. And see how many people can tell you without having to go to their phone and Google it. So because of that, we are at this time where now you're seeing a lot of people are asking for policies. They're not trying to hear this about you just showing up getting the vote no more. That's just not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it at all. So now you have to be able to go about it and talk policy, or it's just not gonna work. That's just bottom line. So because of that, Plies has decided that he wanted to make a video on Instagram Live, and that's what we're gonna be kind of talking about tonight, because it really kind of ties into this whole narrative that we're not supposed to ask for anything. So in this video, you're gonna see Plies, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. And before I start with this video, there is some profanity in here. So if you don't want your kids listening to this, I have to give that disclaimer. There is a lot of profanity. I'm going to try my best to try to minimize the amount. And if it gets too out of wild, I'm just going to cut it off. It's about 2 minutes. I'm going to try my best to try to get through it so you all can hear it, though. But here you go. All right, y'all. I'm sorry about that. It's too much profanity in that. If y'all want to go see it, you just go to Plies' Instagram. It's only like another minute or so, but you get kind of the gist of what he was saying in that video. Well, Charlamagne the God had an interesting take on the Breakfast Club about it, and he was kind of responding to what Plies said in this profanity laced tirade that he was on his Instagram page. So we're gonna take a listen to that, and then we're gonna talk about all of this on the other side.
I'm saying this as a supporter of the vice president, okay? Yes, question her. Yes, ask her to explain herself. And I don't know why we do this with every Democratic candidate, black people. Don't question Joe Biden. Don't question Kamala Harris. Cut it out. Black people, don't settle. Ask questions. Make these presidential candidates explain themselves, especially if you are undecided with your vote.
Yeah, Comical_007, I think he put it right. He said, this sounds silly. Y'all are supposed to question the people who are representing you. You just don't want somebody that you don't know what they are focused on or what their policies are. You are supposed to question the people that represent us. It just sounds right.
Stop it. And Plies, you're offending the vice president. She wouldn't want that because she knows what comes with this. She's been in politics for a long time. The VP is tougher than most. Trust me. As soon as she became at the top of the ticket, even before that, she knew what comes with all of this. Don't get me wrong, she's still a human being at the end of the day. But trust me, she's...
All right. So y'all see that. So Charlamagne is saying, hey, no, Plies, this is wrong. Oh, you're supposed to be questioning your politicians. And rightfully so. I think it's dumb. And I said this last week on that video that I spoke about Ricky Smiley and all this stuff, talking about do your research. The people are doing their research right now, okay? People are doing their research, and they don't like the receipts that are coming back. So they're questioning the things that they're seeing and the veracity of these claims, all right? That's what they're doing. So, yes, you should question your politicians. Why are you running for office? What are you going to do for my community? What is your plan to fix whatever it is issue that we have in said community? What are you going to do to combat this X, Y, and Z? How are you going to reduce X, Y, and Z? How are you going to put more money into my pocket? These are the questions that people are having in regards to the vice president, and they're having these same questions when it comes to the former president, Donald Trump. Because he got to come get the vote as well. And he's been on the scene trying to talk to black folks. But see, and what's funny is, and this is the hypocrisy of it all, right? And I said this about when Trump went to the NABJ. I said it then. I said, if it would be great if he could sit down and these moderators don't get in their own way, right? Don't get in their own way. Ask him the questions that are about the black community to see what he said and hold him accountable to that. But that didn't happen. No, they wanted to make a spectacle of it. And it ruined what could have been a perfectly great opportunity to hear what this man got to say. And if he's full of crap, he's full of crap. And guess what? You don't have to vote for him because you probably weren't going to vote for him anyway. Right? But if he's coming to these events, if he's coming to your town, if he's coming to your community, then yes, you as a voter, whether you lean right or lean left, should be able to go up to these politicians and ask them what it is that you plan on doing when you're in office. If we did more of that, then maybe some of the stuff that we're getting from our politicians wouldn't even be happening. We can't get mad, especially as black people. We cannot just get in the reactionary mode where somebody, when a white cop kills a black person, and then we want to go to the streets shouting out Black Lives Matter. No. We cannot be reactionary any longer. Not just black people. Any demographic. You should be questioning the people that are trying to run for office. That they asking you, hey, vote for me. Okay. Why am I voting for you? Why do you want me to vote for you? And make these people explain to you why they feel that they are the better person for the job. It's no different than if you were a manager and you're interviewing somebody and they come in and you got about 10 people that you're interviewing. You got about 10 people that you're interviewing. And you're trying to figure out who the best candidate is. And you're asking them a series of questions to find out who is the best person for the job. Why is that such a bad thing when it comes to these black politicians? Or Democrats in general? Why is it that we as black people cannot ask the Democratic Party, why should we continue to vote for you? Why is that? And I'm going to show y'all a statistic here. All right. This is from Pew Research, right? And I always like to, I want to start to incorporate data into these shows when I talk about politics, because I think it's important for you to understand where I'm getting my data from and understand when I break it down, how I'm going to be breaking it down. You get a better understanding of civics and how these things work. Okay. So, and I'm putting on my little activist hat here. Okay. I'm putting on my little activist hat. Okay. So we're going to look at the voter share totals from the websites. Okay. So we're going to pull this up. Okay. So let's take a look at this. All right. So this is the reason why you don't do what Plies is telling you to do. Okay. Look at where black people are at. All right. And this goes back to 1994. And I'm pretty sure if I dug real deep and found you all the data sets, we could probably take this all the way back to 1964 when the Civil Rights Act was signed. But I want you to look at where black folks are at. We way up here. This is a blue line. This is Democrat. Blue is Democrat, red is Republican. So as far as going back as far as 1994 on this little chart here, coming all the way forward, our support of the Democratic Party has not dipped below 80% the entire time. So 1994 to now, okay? You're talking about 30 years of data right here. 30 years of data that is saying that since those elections, at about an 80% clip, okay, we vote Democrat. That's the reason why we're questioning the Democratic Party and not the Republican Party, because only about 13% of these are people who vote. Okay, this is not the population numbers. These are just by registered people who actually go to the polls and vote how they lean. There's no other demographic in the country that leans like we do. Not white voters, you see that? Not white voters, not Hispanic voters, not Asian voters, nobody else. Just us. We are the Democrats' captured electorate. So if we are their most loyal voting base, why is it that we can't question these people when we are voting for them above 80% of the time? Why is that such a hard thing? Why is it that we can't question them? Why don't y'all want us questioning them? See, that's the thing. It is politics, because somebody's coming to ask for a job. Like, we got to get off the notion that they're doing us a favor. No, we're doing them a favor by going out and voting for them. So, hell, if I'm going to go make a purchase, right? And you can think about it like this. It's a purchase. For the next 4 years, the next 2 years, or city, local, whatever, this is an investment, right? You're looking for a return on your investment. So this is an investment. I give you my vote in exchange for something. All right? I give you my vote in an exchange for something. I vote for you because you promised me that you would do this. It cannot be, okay, what Steve Harvey is saying. Hey, just go out here and vote. You know what? Just go out here and vote. Don't even worry about it. We'll worry about that later. No. We did that in 2020 with Joe Biden. When Joe Biden was in 5th place, coming out of the New Hampshire primaries, going into South Carolina, and Jim Clyburn flipped the script. No. Y'all said don't ask Joe anything. Joe got us. Hit black folks. Joe got our back. And what happened? George Floyd Policing Act didn't get signed. The John Lewis Voting Rights Act didn't get signed. And they're going to blame it on the Republicans. And we know that. We know that. Blame it on the Republicans, right? They blocked everything, right? Because that's what they do. They overpromise, knowing they can't deliver, and then they're going to blame Republicans and say, hey, vote for me again so I can get back in office and do the exact same thing for another 4 years. That's the problem I have with this. So now because we didn't vote for anything, he doesn't have anything to go on. So he can say, hey, black folks, hey, they must be fine. They're not asking for anything. But then he brought the black leaders in, quote unquote, right? Black leaders. Mark Morial and Al Sharpton and Derek Johnson from the NAACP. Few others was on that Zoom call. And he basically told them, just basically in a nutshell, told them to shut the hell up, sit in the corner, go color, and you all need to learn how to play with the Hispanic kids because they are about to be the majority in the country. So you have to learn how to get along with them. Didn't promise anything, but we gotta go over here and go come out of our playground and go over there to their playground and go play with them and make them feel welcome while our playground is still trashy. See how that works? And what it did? 4 years later, we got a migrant crisis through the roof. Everybody's seeing all these resources and their communities being allocated elsewhere. People are questioning that. People are questioning why are all these migrants coming into their communities. Y'all don't want them to question that. But we should have the right to question that because we're seeing these tents go up everywhere and we see our people sleeping on the streets. I told y'all when I first started this video tonight, I just came from New Orleans. And if you ever been to New Orleans, especially in the French Quarter, while everybody's out there playing around, having fun on Bourbon Street and Canal, you got people sitting on the streets out there that are really, really dealing with life issues and you walking right over the top of them. While you going over to whatever to get you a voodoo drink or you know, hurricane or whatever you get, jet fuel, whatever you drinking, right? So yes, we have the right to question our politicians. You should be questioning them. You should not be giving nobody your vote until you know what they stand on. And simply voting for somebody because of the demographic of the skin color is the reason why things have not happened in the black community since the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. You see what I'm saying? This is the reason why these things ain't going like that. So, you got to ask yourself, why haven't we been asking for things? Because we just expect, because we vote for somebody, we just give them our vote. We just expect them to go out and do what's right for us. You don't put trust in nobody else like that. You don't put trust in your own family members like that. Some of y'all don't even let your family members borrow money from you because you're funny. But you're going to put the trust of your life and the security of your family in the hands of somebody without even understanding what exactly it is that they stand for. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why you all think like that. But that's really what it is. So Plies is wrong in this one. He's definitely wrong. This is why I don't listen to celebrities, because they don't know what they're talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if Plies is not getting paid. We know that they're paying these influencers. We know they sending out 10K checks for them to say things nice about Kamala. So we know these things are going on. So that's why I don't listen to celebrities when they talk about who they voting for, because their interest is not my interest, and I'm not on that time. So y'all can, be entertained by, Beyonce not showing up at the DNC because TMZ told y'all she was, and everybody tuned in because of that. Y'all can be entertained by that. But for those of us who are who actually are out in the streets, who are trying to get things done for the community, who are trying to help, curb violence, end homelessness, end hunger, end food deserts, help to try to get access to capital. For those of us that are doing that type of work, you all are holding up progress, and y'all are slowing up what we're trying to do by doing the vote just because, without asking for stuff. Y'all are really messing us up. Y'all are holding up progress, and y'all don't even know it. Because as long as y'all continue to do this perpetual cycle of going to vote without asking for anything, it makes my job a whole lot harder when I'm in front of these politicians and I'm actually talking to them. Okay? It makes it very, very hard for us to say, hey, the black community really needs this. You know, this area of the town really needs this. When they can look and say, well, no, they don't. Because they really did. I wouldn't be in office right now. So, but y'all let me know what y'all think. Should we be asking these politicians for their agenda, or should we just say, you know what? We're going to have blind loyalty and just trust you. That's the question for tonight. Put it in the chat. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Until next time, Culture Nation, let's keep it culture.